Why everything you've been told about attraction is wrong. The silent question every woman asks herself. You feel it the moment you walk into a room, a gaze that lingers before a word is spoken. In that instant, a story begins. You've wondered what he truly sees. Is it your eyes, your smile, your body? Those are beautiful, yes, but not the real answer. What truly captures him lies deeper, beyond physical beauty. A man's mind is subconsciously drawn to 3 specific signals, ones most women don't realize they're sending. These signals form an unspoken language that expresses confidence, grace, feminine energy, and life force in a single instant. They determine whether he glances briefly or feels an irresistible pull toward you. Today, we'll decode that language and reveal the 3 powerful cues men are wired to notice, each more profound than beauty itself. This isn't about vanity or seeking approval. It's a deeply human desire to be seen for your essence. You're not changing who you are, you're awakening the power already within. Subscribe now and keep discovering the power already within you. The 3 common myths. Before we uncover the truth, we must release the myths that have quietly held you captive, the ones whispered by society, magazines, and movies. They're not lies, but deep misunderstandings about attraction. The first myth, it's all about your face. Yes, your smile and eyes are noticed, but they are your social ambassador, the polished surface. Deep attraction isn't polite or planned, it's primal. Your smile may greet him, but it's not what pulls him in. The second myth, it's all about your body. Yes, men are visual, but that fleeting glance is just biology, not destiny. True attraction isn't born from measurements, it flows from the energy you embody within your form. A magnetic woman doesn't wait to be chosen. Her energy chooses. The third myth, the total package. Perfect hair, outfit, and polish don't create connection, they create armor. Perfection repels where presence attracts. Real power isn't external, it radiates from the authentic energy within you. The difference between a glance and a gaze. To understand your true power, you must grasp the difference between the glance and the gaze. The glance is instinct, an unconscious flicker of the eyes lasting less than a second. It's the brain scanning for data, threat, opportunity, interest. It's impersonal, automatic, and fleeting. 99% of what a man sees each day receives only a glance. But the gaze, that's where connection begins. A gaze is a choice, born from fascination. It's when the primal brain whispers, wait, look closer. A gaze lingers. It seeks to understand, to feel energy, to read the story behind the image. A man might glance at 100 women, but he truly gazes at 1 or 2. The glance is biology, the gaze is chemistry. The real question isn't how to get him to look, but how to transform a glance into a captivated gaze. That secret lies in the subconscious. Signals your body sends before you speak. The 3 signals that express your confidence, vitality, and grace. They turn mere notice into magnetic connection. This video reveals the 3 silent signals that shape a woman's natural magnetism. Signals that captivate attention without a single word. We'll explore the first signal, how your hands reveal grace, honesty, and presence, silently communicating your inner energy. The second signal, the curve of your neck and shoulders, expressing confidence, vulnerability, and openness through posture and presence. The third signal, the movement from your hips, your core source of feminine power and grounded energy that radiates calm and attraction. Together, these signals form the unspoken language of feminine allure, a deep, instinctive story told not by appearance, but by energy, awareness, and authenticity. Don't just watch Awaken. Subscribe and grow with me. The first signal, the center of grace and intent, the unspoken power in your hands. So what is it? What is the first signal that has the power to stop a man's scanning glance and turn it into a focused, intentional gaze? What is the first chapter of this silent story you are telling? It is not your eyes. It is not your smile. It is not what you think. The first place a man's subconscious mind is drawn to, the first signal that offers him a deep, honest insight into who you are, is your hands. Your hands and the delicate, expressive turn of your wrists. Now, take a breath. I know what you might be thinking. My hands, you might be looking at them right now. Perhaps you feel they are too plain or not manicured perfectly, or you've never given them a second thought. This is not about having the hands of a model. It is not about the length of your fingers or the color of your nail polish. This goes far, far deeper than that. Your hands are the most honest part of you. Think about it. Your face can be trained to smile when you are sad. Your posture can be held confidently even when you are nervous. But your hands tell the truth. They are where your nervous energy escapes when you fidget. They are where your comfort is revealed when they rest softly in your lap. They are where your excitement shows when you gesture with animation. They are the physical extension of your thoughts and your intentions. While your mouth speaks your words, your hands speak your energy. They are your instruments of connection with the world. They are how you create, how you nurture, how you soothe, how you touch. They are a constant, visible representation of your feminine grace and your capability. To the male brain, a woman's hands are a powerful subconscious window into her essence. They are a map to her inner world, showing her level of self-care, her gentleness, her confidence, and her ability to give and receive. When a man first sees a woman, his primal brain isn't just seeing two hands. It's asking a series of silent, rapid-fire questions. Do they move with grace and fluidity, or are they tense and rigid? Do they appear cared for, signaling that she values and cares for herself? Do they rest with a quiet confidence, or do they betray an inner turmoil? He isn't thinking these things consciously. Of course not. This is all happening on a level far below thought. It is an instinctual reading of energy. A woman who is comfortable in her own skin, has comfortable hands. They move with a purpose that is unhurried, a softness that is unforced. The way you pick up a glass, the way you brush a strand of hair from your face, the way you let your hand rest on the table, each of these small, seemingly insignificant movements is a brushstroke in the portrait of your inner state. And that portrait is the very first thing that can begin to truly captivate him. This is not about performance. This is about presence. It's about realizing that one of your greatest instruments of attraction has been with you at the end of your arms all along. Why hands captivate the male brain. To truly understand why your hands hold such profound magnetic power, we have to journey back, way back. We need to look at the ancient evolutionary blueprint that is still running the show deep within the modern man's mind. His brain, for all its sophistication, is still operating on a primal software that was coded tens of thousands of years ago. And that software is obsessed with one thing above all else: survival and replication. It is constantly scanning the world for signals of health, vitality, and femininity, the key ingredients for a thriving partnership and family. And your hands are one of the most reliable storytellers of all three. Let's start with health and youth. For our ancient ancestors, visible signs of youth were direct indicators of fertility and vitality. One of the most honest and visible indicators of age is the skin on a person's hands. It is thinner and more delicate than the skin on the face, and it often shows the passage of time more transparently. Therefore, from an evolutionary standpoint, a man's brain is subconsciously programmed to notice a woman's hands as a quick, efficient way to gauge her youthfulness and overall health. Smooth skin, delicate features, and a general look of being cared for on the hands send a powerful signal directly to the most primal part of his brain. This isn't about looking like you are 20 years old forever. It's about the signal of vibrancy. When you take care of your hands, you are subconsciously communicating that you are a woman who is healthy, who values herself, and who is full of life. It's a signal of self-love that is deeply attractive. Now, Let's talk about femininity. In the primal world, the division of labor was often clear. Men, typically having larger, more calloused hands, were the hunters, the builders, the protectors. Women's hands were the instruments of gathering, of nurturing, of intricate weaving, and of caring for children. They were associated with dexterity, with gentleness, with creativity. This isn't a comment on modern roles. It is an exploration of our inherited psychological triggers. As a result, the male brain became exquisitely attuned to the feminine characteristics of a woman's hands. Slender fingers, delicate wrists, and graceful movements are all powerful nonverbal cues that trigger his instinctual sense of attraction and, importantly, his desire to protect and provide. When he sees hands that are distinctly feminine, it resonates with a deep, ancient part of him that recognizes the complementary energy of the masculine and feminine. It feels right. It feels like harmony. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, your hands are a direct indicator of your inner state. They are a billboard for your emotional well-being. Imagine an ancient man choosing a partner. He would be looking for someone who could be a calm, stable center for the family and the tribe. A woman whose hands were constantly fidgeting, wringing, or clenched would signal anxiety, stress, and inner turmoil. She would be broadcasting an energy of chaos. On the other hand, a woman whose hands were relaxed, who moved with a gentle, deliberate grace, would be signaling inner peace, calm, and emotional stability. She would be broadcasting an energy of sanctuary. This ancient software is still running today. When you walk into a date, your hands are telling him a story long before your resume or your life history does. If your hands are anxiously tearing at a napkin under the table, you are sending a signal of distress. If they are held tightly in your lap, you are signaling that you are closed off. But if your hands are resting softly on the table, if they move with a slow, deliberate elegance to pick up your wine glass, if you gesture with an open, relaxed energy, you are sending a powerful signal of confidence, self-possession, and inner calm. You are showing him, not telling him, that you are a woman who is comfortable in her own world. And there is almost nothing more attractive to a man than a woman who has created a beautiful, peaceful world within herself. Your hands are the welcoming gate to that world. They are the first hint of the sanctuary you represent, and it's a hint his soul is deeply programmed to look for. How to speak a language without words, understanding the why is empowering, but learning the how is transformative. Knowing that your hands are a center of magnetic power is one thing. Learning how to embody that knowledge is where you truly step into your feminine grace. This is not about learning a routine or performing a series of gestures. This is about bringing a new level of mindful awareness to movements you already make every day. It's about turning the mundane into the magnetic. Let's begin with the concept of deliberate. Slowness. In our fast-paced world, we rush. We grab for our phone. We quickly stir our coffee. We gesture rapidly as we speak. This rushed energy translates as frantic, anxious, and masculine. The feminine essence, on the other hand, finds its power in slowness. It is the energy of the river, not the lightning bolt. Starting today, bring a conscious intention of slowness to your hands. When you pick up your teacup, do it as if it were a sacred object. Feel its weight, its warmth. When you push your hair behind your ear, do it with a slow, gentle sweep, allowing your fingers to lightly graze your skin. This deliberate slowness is hypnotic. It draws the eye and calms the nervous system of everyone around you. It signals that you are not in a rush, that you are present in the moment, and that you are in control of your own energy. It is incredibly captivating to watch. Next, focus on the art of the graceful touch. Your hands are your point of contact with the world. How do you touch it? Start by touching objects around you with more intention. Instead of just placing your hand on a table, allow it to rest there softly. When you hold a menu, hold it with elegance, as if it were a valuable text. This mindfulness then extends to how you touch yourself. The way a woman gently touches her own neck or collarbone or arm while she is listening is an incredibly powerful signal of self-possession and comfort. It says, I am at home in my own body. It is a subconscious invitation that tells him you are a woman who is comfortable with gentle, affectionate touch. It's a beautiful, subtle form of flirting that speaks volumes without you ever having to say a word. Practice this. When you are listening to someone, allow your hand to rest gently on your collarbone. Feel the warmth. It will not only send a signal to others, but it will also soothe your own nervous system. Finally, let's explore the concept of expressive gestures. This is not about talking with your hands in a wild, uncontrolled way. It is about allowing your hands to be a graceful extension of your words. When you speak, think of your hands as dancers, not soldiers. They should flow, not chop. Use open palm gestures. When you refer to something positive or to another person, gesture with your palms facing slightly upwards. This is a universal sign of openness, honesty, and receiving. It is non-threatening and inviting. When you are not speaking, simply allow your hands to find a home. Don't hide them. Hiding your hands under the table or in your pockets is a signal of insecurity. Allow them to rest gently in your lap, one cupped inside the other, or softly on the table beside your glass. Let them be a sign of your quiet confidence. Remember, the goal of all this is authenticity, not performance. Choose one of these ideas: deliberate slowness, graceful touch, or expressive gestures, and just play with it for a day. Notice how it makes you feel. You will likely find that by bringing this mindful, loving attention to your hands, you don't just change how others see you. More importantly, you change how you feel about yourself. You begin to feel more graceful, more present, and more connected to the quiet, powerful feminine energy that resides within you. You are not just learning a new language for him. You are relearning the native language of your own body. If you're ready to unlock your feminine power, subscribe and stay close. The second signal, the most underrated curve on a woman's body. We have explored the silent language of your hands, the story of grace and intention they tell. You now understand that the first step in transforming a man's fleeting glance into a captivated gaze begins with the elegance of your most honest instruments. But this is only the first part of the story. Once his attention is caught by the subtle dance of your hands, where does it travel next? What signal confirms the promise of grace that he has just witnessed? The second area of your body that a man's subconscious mind is powerfully drawn to is, once again, not what you might expect. It is not a feature to be measured or judged. It is an arc of energy, a line of profound beauty that communicates both strength and softness in a single, elegant statement. It is the curve of your neck and the gentle, receptive slope of your shoulders. This area, this graceful bridge between your mind and your heart, is one of the most powerfully underrated centers of feminine allure. It is a masterpiece of vulnerability and poise. Think of the classical sculptures of goddesses, or the portraits of queens and noble women throughout history. The artist always took exquisite care to render the long, elegant line of the neck and the soft, open curve of the shoulders. They knew intuitively that this is where a woman's quiet confidence and her gentle receptivity meet. Again, I want you to release any self-judgment you may have. This is not about having a neck as long as a swan's or shoulders of a specific width. It has nothing to do with size or shape. It has everything to do with the energy you hold in this part of your body. It's about the posture you carry, the story your body tells through its very structure. While your hands signal your intent in the world, your neck and shoulders signal your place in the world. They broadcast your level of comfort, your degree of openness, and your relationship with your own vulnerability. In a world that often encourages us to be guarded, to hunch forward over our desks and our phones, we physically close off this vital center of energy. We create an armor of tension across our shoulders, protecting our heart from the world. We shorten and hide our necks, a subconscious gesture of defense. But a woman who is truly magnetic does the opposite. She consciously or unconsciously keeps this channel open. The gentle slope of a woman's collarbone, the soft skin of her neck, the relaxed posture of her shoulders, these are powerful signals of femininity. They are the physical opposite of the masculine form, which is characterized by a thick neck and broad, square shoulders, built for battle and burden. Your form is not designed for battle, it is designed for grace. And when a man's brain registers this distinctly feminine arc, it triggers a deep primal sense of admiration and a powerful instinct to protect and cherish. It is a visual poetry that his soul understands on a level far deeper than thought. Learning to consciously inhabit and express this area is like learning to speak this beautiful, silent poetry on purpose. The psychology of posture and presence. To truly unlock the power held in the curve of your neck and shoulders, we must delve into the profound psychology of body language. This isn't just about looking elegant. It's about broadcasting a powerful, non-verbal message of confidence and trust that is almost impossible for the masculine psyche to ignore. This message is told in two parts: the story of your shoulders and the story of your neck. First, let's talk about your shoulders as the gatekeepers of your heart. Think about what happens physically when you feel stressed, scared, or defensive. Your shoulders hunch up and roll forward. It's an instinctive primal reaction. You are physically creating a shield, an armor of bone and muscle around your heart and your vital organs. You are making yourself smaller, less of a target. You are closing your energy off from the world. We do this every day without thinking, slumped over a computer, hunched over a phone, tensed up in traffic. This posture over time becomes habitual. And it continuously sends a signal to the world that says, I am stressed, I am closed, I am on the defensive. It is a wall and it blocks connection. Now imagine the opposite. A woman who consciously rolls her shoulders back and lets them settle, relaxed and open. What does this signal? It signals that she's not afraid. It is the posture of a person who is open to experience, who trusts the world, and who trusts herself to handle what comes her way. Her heart is physically unshielded. This posture broadcasts an immense and quiet confidence. It says, I have nothing to hide. I am not afraid to take up space. I am open to connection. This openness is a form of power. It is a calm strength that is deeply alluring, as it signals a woman who is not burdened by fear, but is instead a peaceful and stable presence. She is a sanctuary, not a fortress. A man feels this on a gut level. He feels that he can relax in her presence, that he can be open to, because she has already led the way. But this open confidence is only half of the intoxicating equation. The other half is communicated by your neck. The neck is biologically one of the most vulnerable parts of the body. It houses the arteries that supply blood to the brain and the airway that gives us breath. It is a center of life, and it is largely unprotected. In the animal kingdom, exposing the neck is the ultimate sign of trust and submission. A wolf that has lost a fight will expose its throat to the victor, signaling, I yield. I trust you not to harm me. A pet that adores you will roll over and expose its neck for you to stroke, a sign of complete and utter comfort and safety. This same primal language applies to us. When a woman sweeps her hair off her shoulder or listens with a slight, gentle tilt of her head, she is subconsciously exposing this vulnerable area. She is non-verbally communicating, I feel safe in this moment, I trust you, I am open to what you have to say. It is a signal of profound receptivity. It draws people in because it makes them feel seen, heard, and trusted. It is an act of yielding, not from a place of weakness, but from a place of confident choice. And here lies the magic when a woman combines the open, confident posture of her shoulders with the trusting, vulnerable gesture of her exposed neck. She creates an irresistible paradox. The shoulders say, I am a strong, self-possessed woman who is not afraid of the world. The neck says, and I am open, soft, and receptive enough to trust you and connect with you. She is simultaneously powerful and gentle. She is both a queen in her own right and a welcoming sanctuary. This combination is the very essence of powerful feminine energy. It short circuits a man's brain because it fulfills two of his deepest primal desires: to be with a woman who is strong and capable, and to feel needed, trusted, and able to be a protector. She is not a damsel in distress, nor is she an unbreachable fortress. She is a woman who is so confident in her own strength that she is not afraid to be soft. And that combination is, and always will be, absolutely captivating. Owning your space, inviting him in this energy of open confidence, is not something you have to pretend to have. It is your natural state waiting to be rediscovered beneath layers of tension and habit. The following are not tricks to be performed, but rather practices to help you remember and embody this grace in your daily life. They are simple ways to own your space while sending a silent, beautiful invitation for connection. The first and most fundamental practice is one you can do right now, wherever you are. It is the shoulder roll and settle. So many of us carry the weight of our day, our worries, and our to-do lists as physical tension in our shoulders. We need to consciously release it. So, just for a moment, take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you do, lift your shoulders straight up towards your ears. Squeeze them tight. Hold the breath for a second. And now, as you exhale slowly through your mouth, let your shoulders roll back and feel them melt down your back. Feel the space you have just created across your chest. Feel how your neck has elongated. Do this anytime you feel tense, in your car, at your desk, before you walk into a social gathering. This simple 2-second act is a physical reset button. It releases stored tension and instantly shifts your posture from closed and defensive to open and receptive. It is a way of telling your own body, I am safe, I can relax. And when your body believes it, the world will see it. The second practice is the art of the head tilt. Listening is one of the most attractive things a person can do, but truly deep listening is not a passive activity. When you are in conversation with someone, instead of just staring straight ahead, practice a slight, gentle tilt of your head. This small gesture is incredibly powerful. As we've discussed, it exposes the neck, signaling trust and engagement, but it also communicates an intense level of curiosity. It non-verbally says, what you are saying is so interesting to me that I am literally shifting my perspective to take it all in. It makes the other person feel fascinating. It makes them feel heard on a profound level. It is a gesture of pure presence. And in a distracted world, giving someone your undivided presence is the ultimate form of generosity and a powerful act of attraction. The final practice is about framing the masterpiece. You now know that this area, your neck, your collarbones, your shoulders, is a center of immense feminine beauty. You can learn to draw elegant, subtle attention to it. Of course, you can do this with clothing, a graceful scoop neckline, a soft off-the-shoulder sweater. But the most powerful way to do it is with your own touch, connecting the lesson from our first chapter with the lesson of this one. When you are listening or thinking, allow the fingertips of your hand to rest gently on your collarbone, or practice the slow, deliberate movement of sweeping your hair from your neck over your shoulder. These gestures are so powerful because they are personal. They are you interacting with you. This self-touch is a sign of deep comfort and self-love. It says you are at home in your body and you treat it with a gentle reverence. It draws the eye not with a loud demand for attention, but with a quiet, elegant whisper. It invites a gaze because it is in itself a beautiful and graceful act to witness. Practice these, not to get a reaction, but to change how you feel. When you carry yourself with open shoulders and a graceful ease, you will feel more confident, you will feel more present, you will feel more you. The magnetic effect this has on others is simply a beautiful reflection of the inner peace you have cultivated for yourself. The third and final signal, the true center of gravity. We have journeyed from the graceful intention of your hands to the open receptivity of your neck and shoulders. You have learned how your body tells a story of elegance and trust without a single word. These two signals work in beautiful harmony, creating a magnetic pull, an invitation for connection. But there is a third and final signal, one that is arguably the most powerful, the most primal, and the most deeply misunderstood of all. This final signal is the anchor for the other two. It is the source from which the grace in your hands and the openness in your posture truly originates. It is the core of your feminine energy, the very epicenter of your physical presence in the world. And what is this third captivating signal? It is not just your hips. It is the way you move from your hips. It is the subtle, rhythmic, and grounded energy that originates from your body's true center of gravity. This is the secret that transcends body type, age, and culture. We are not talking about the size or the shape of a woman's hips. Let that idea dissolve from your mind completely. We are talking about something much more profound, a woman's connection to her own core, her own life force. When a woman is connected to this center, she moves differently. She walks differently. She stands differently. There is a certain weight, a certain substance to her, presence. She is not flighty or frantic. She is grounded. She owns the space she occupies. It is the center of, think of it this way, your head is the center of your thoughts, your chest is the center of your emotions, but your hips, your pelvic bowl, this is the center of your physical power and your creative energy. In many ancient cultures and spiritual practices, this area is revered as the seat of life itself, the source of intuition, passion, and vitality. It is your anatomical anchor to the earth. When a man sees a woman who is disconnected from this center, he sees it in her movement. Her walk might be stiff, coming mostly from the knees. Her posture might be rigid. She seems to be living entirely in her head. Her body just a vehicle to carry her thoughts around. There is a subtle lack of vibrancy, of embodied presence. But when he sees a woman who is connected to her core, her movement tells an entirely different story. There is a fluidity to her walk, a subtle, natural sway that is not forced or exaggerated, but is simply the result of a body that is relaxed and moving from its natural pivot point. She seems to be in conversation with gravity, not in a battle against it. Her presence is solid, yet fluid. She is both powerful and graceful. This quality is incredibly magnetic because it is the most honest, non-verbal signal of a woman who is healthy, vital, and completely at home in her feminine body. It is a quiet declaration of her life force. And a man's primal brain, the part of him that is subconsciously searching for a partner who is full of life, registers this signal with a resounding magnetic pull. It is a language his body understands, even if his conscious mind has no idea why he can't look away. Why movement is more powerful than shape? Why is this connection to your core expressed through movement so profoundly captivating? Why does it have the power to eclipse nearly every other physical attribute? The answer lies in a simple biological truth. Life is rhythm, the beating of your heart, the gentle rise and fall of your breath, the cycles of nature. Everything that is alive has a rhythm. And a woman who moves from her hips is expressing the most fundamental rhythm of all, the rhythm of life itself. This is why movement is so much more powerful than static shape. Shape can be admired like a statue in a museum. It is beautiful, but it is lifeless. Movement, on the other hand, creates a feeling. It tells a story. It generates an energy that can be felt by everyone in the room. A woman's walk is her signature. It is a continuous rhythmic expression of her inner state. And a walk that originates from the hips has a unique hypnotic quality. From an evolutionary perspective, the way a woman walks is a billboard of information. A fluid, rhythmic gait is a powerful indicator of physical health. a strong and flexible skeletal structure, and a well-functioning nervous system. For our ancestors, these were critical cues for selecting a mate who was healthy and vital. Furthermore, the female pelvis is of course biologically designed for childbirth. A walk that is free, fluid, and uninhibited in this area subconsciously signals this life-giving capability. It speaks to a deep primal part of a man that is wired to recognize and be drawn to the potential for life and creation. This isn't a conscious thought of she would be a good mother. It is a much deeper, more fundamental resonance. It is the recognition of a woman who is in full possession of her creative feminine power. But the psychology goes even deeper. A woman who is in her head moves from her head. Her energy is all up high in her shoulders, in her neck. Her walk can be stiff, hurried, and disconnected from the ground beneath her. She seems to be skimming the surface of life. But a woman who is in her body moves from her core. Her energy is grounded, rooted. Her walk has a deliberate, unhurried quality. She is not just moving through space. She is occupying it. This groundedness is a sign of immense emotional and mental stability. It signals a woman who is not easily thrown off balance, who is connected to her intuition, often called gut feelings for a reason, and who is present in the here and now. This is the ultimate antidote to the anxious, frantic energy that defines so much of modern life. She becomes a calming, centering presence. When a man is in the presence of a woman who is so deeply at home in her own body, it gives him permission to relax and be present in his too. He feels her stability, her connection to the earth, and it makes him feel safe. It makes him feel grounded. This is why this signal is so incredibly inclusive. It has absolutely nothing to do with being a certain size or having a certain hip to waist ratio. A woman of any shape or size can be disconnected from her core and move with a stiff, anxious energy. And a woman of any shape or size can be deeply connected to her core and move with a fluid, captivating rhythm. It is the great equalizer. It bypasses all of the superficial standards of beauty and goes straight to the heart of what makes a woman truly magnetic, the visible, vibrant expression of her life force. Her shape is the instrument. Her movement is the music. And men, like all human beings, are far more moved by the music than they are by the instrument itself. Awakening your natural magnetism, this deep core connection, is not something you need to invent. It is your birthright. You were born with this natural rhythmic grace, but the stresses and postures of modern life can cause us to forget it. The goal then is not to learn a new way to walk, but to unlearn the habits of tension that block your natural fluidity. It is about awakening the magnetism that is already dormant within you. The most joyful and effective way to begin this awakening is through music and movement. I'm not talking about a structured dance class, unless that is something you love. I am talking about finding 5 minutes in your day, in the privacy of your own home, to put on music that makes you feel something deep in your gut. It could be soulful blues, rhythmic Latin music, or flowing ambient sounds, and your only job is to close your eyes and let your body respond. Specifically, bring your awareness to your hips. Let them be the starting point for all movement. Let them sway, circle, or rock to the rhythm. The goal isn't to look good. The goal is to feel good, to feel the music in your body. This simple practice begins to re-establish the neural pathways between your brain and your core. It reminds your body that it is allowed to be fluid, to be sensual, to move with pleasure. It is a potent act of reclaiming your body as a source of joy, not just a vehicle for your brain. A second, more subtle practice is what I call grounded standing. Throughout your day, whenever you are standing, waiting in line, brushing your teeth, talking to a colleague, bring your attention to your feet. Feel them planted firmly on the ground. Soften your knees slightly so they aren't locked. Now imagine you have a heavy anchor dropping from your tailbone straight down to the center of the earth. Feel that sense of weight, of stability. Let your hips and pelvis feel heavy and relaxed. From this grounded base, feel your spine gently elongating upwards. Most of us hold our tension up high and stand with our weight unevenly distributed. This practice reverses that. It teaches you, on a cellular level, to feel rooted and centered in your lower body. Over time, this feeling of groundedness will become your default state, and it will naturally translate into a more confident and fluid walk. Finally, there is the practice of walking with intention. The next time you are walking somewhere, instead of rushing to your destination, dedicate the first minute of your walk to this practice. Slow down your pace by just 10%. As you walk, instead of thinking about leading with your head or your shoulders, imagine that your stride originates from deep within your pelvic bowl. Feel how your hips naturally sway from side to side as one leg moves in front of the other. Don't exaggerate it, just notice it. Feel the subtle, powerful rhythm. Feel your feet connecting with the earth. This is a walking meditation. It takes you out of the frantic chatter of your mind and drops you deep into the quiet wisdom of your body. It is in this state of embodied presence that your true magnetism shines. You are not just walking to get somewhere. You are moving as a celebration of the life force that animates you. And that truly is a sight to behold. The trinity of attraction, grace, openness, and vitality. We have journeyed through 3 distinct yet interconnected centers of feminine power. We began with your hands, the instruments of your intention. We then traveled to the elegant arc of your neck and shoulders, the gateway to your heart. And finally, we arrived at your core, the primal wellspring of your life force. Taken individually, each of these signals is powerful. But when they are integrated, when they begin to work in natural unconscious harmony, they create something far greater than the sum of their parts. They create an undeniable aura of magnetic presence. Let us now weave these threads together. Let us rename these 3 signals, not by their physical location, but by the essential feminine quality they represent. This will help you move from thinking about body parts to embodying a holistic energy. Your hands, with their deliberate slowness and mindful touch, are the expression of grace. Grace is not about perfection. It is about moving through the world with a gentle, conscious intention. It is the quality that turns a simple action, like picking up a cup, into a small moment of beauty. When a woman embodies grace, she communicates a deep respect for herself and for the world around her. She is not clumsy with her own energy or with the feelings of others. There is a softness and a care in her interactions. This grace, first witnessed in her hands, signals to a man that she is a woman who can bring a sense of peace and beauty to his life. It is a deeply reassuring and calming quality. Your neck and shoulders, with their relaxed posture and open alignment, are the expression of openness. Openness is the physical manifestation of emotional trust and confidence. It is the courage to live with an undefended heart. When a woman embodies openness, she creates a safe space around her. She communicates that she is not afraid of connection, that she is receptive to the world, and that she is willing to be seen for who she truly is. This openness, witnessed in her posture, signals to a man that he can be his true self around her. He doesn't need to wear a mask or put up a wall because she has already shown him that her walls are down. It is an invitation to authentic connection that is incredibly rare and precious. And your core, your hips, with their grounded and rhythmic movement, are the expression of vitality. Vitality is the vibrant, creative, life force energy that animates you. It is your passion, your joy, your connection to the physical, sensual world. And when a woman embodies vitality, she is full of life. She is not a passive observer, but an active participant in her own existence. She enjoys her body and the pleasure of being alive. This vitality, witnessed in the rhythm of her walk and the groundedness of her stance, signals to a man that she is a woman who can bring excitement, joy, and passion into his life. She is not just surviving, she is thriving. Grace, openness, and vitality. This is the trinity of true holistic attraction. They are interconnected. A woman cannot truly express grace with her hands if her shoulders are tense with fear. She cannot express genuine openness if she is disconnected from the grounded power of her core, and her vitality will feel frantic and uncontained if it is not tempered with grace. When these three energies are in balance, they create a magnetic field. Grace invites him to come closer. Openness makes him feel safe enough to stay. And vitality makes him feel alive in your presence. This is what it means to be a magnetic woman. It is not about having the perfect hands, the perfect posture, or the perfect walk. It is about allowing the beautiful energies of grace, openness, and vitality to flow through you uninhibited. And the most beautiful secret of all is that cultivating these qualities is not a performance for others. It is a gift you give to yourself. The real secret is not what he sees, but what you feel. We have spent this entire journey exploring the three signals that turn a man's glance into a captivated gaze. We have decoded the subconscious language that the masculine brain is wired to understand. And all of this knowledge is powerful. But now, at the end of our time together, I want to share with you the final and most important reframe, the ultimate secret that ties all of this together. The real magic of focusing on your hands, your posture, and your core is not about the effect it has on him. It's about the profound and lasting effect it has on you. This was never truly about him. It was always about you. When you bring a mindful, loving attention to your hands, you begin to interact with the world in a more gentle and deliberate way. This practice calms your nervous system. It forces you to slow down, to be present, to find beauty in the small, mundane moments of your day. You are not just signaling grace to others, you are actively cultivating a state of grace within yourself. You begin to feel more elegant, more poised, more peaceful. When you make a conscious effort to release the tension in your shoulders, to open your chest, and to carry yourself with a relaxed and upright posture, you are physically changing your own emotional state. Social psychologists have proven this through the concept of power posing. An open, expansive posture sends signals to your own brain to release chemicals that make you feel more confident and less anxious. You are not just signaling openness to him, you are creating a state of genuine openness and self-assurance within your own heart and mind. You begin to feel more deserving, more worthy of taking up space, more ready to receive the good things life has to offer. And when you learn to connect with your core, to feel your feet on the ground, and to move from your center of gravity, you are forging a powerful bond with your own body and your intuition. You are moving out of the endless chatter of your anxious mind and dropping into the deep, quiet wisdom of your physical self. You are not just signaling vitality to him, you are awakening your own life force. You begin to feel more grounded, more sensual, more powerful, and more vibrantly alive. Do you see the truth? This entire practice is an act of profound self-love disguised as a lesson in attraction. The magnetism that a man sees is simply the outward reflection of the beautiful inner state you have created for yourself. He is not attracted to your hands, he is attracted to your grace. He is not attracted to your posture, he is attracted to your confidence. He is not attracted to your walk, he is attracted to your life force. And all of those qualities are feelings that you must first generate for yourself. You cannot fake this. You cannot perform grace if you feel frantic. You cannot pretend to be open if you feel defensive. You cannot act vital if you feel depleted. The work is, and always was, an inside job. So let this knowledge settle within you. Use these practices not as a way to get a man's attention, but as a way to give loving attention to yourself. Cultivate your own grace. Nurture your own openness. Awaken your own vitality. Do it for you. Do it because it feels good to be at home in your own body. Do it because you deserve to move through the world with a sense of peace, confidence, and joy. The beautiful irony is that when you truly stop trying to be attractive to others and focus instead on creating a beautiful feeling within yourself, you become effortlessly and irresistibly magnetic to everyone. The most attractive woman in the room is never the one who is trying the hardest. It is the one who is most at ease, most present, and most radiant with the joy of her own being. That is the real secret. The woman you are becoming. So, as we come to the close of our journey together today, I want you to take a moment, take a deep, gentle breath. Let the words and feelings of our time together settle. This was never about memorizing a list of rules. It was not about adding more pressure to the impossible task of being the perfect woman. In fact, it was the very opposite. This was an invitation to release, to soften, to come back home to the wisdom that your body already holds. The woman who is connected to her grace, her openness, and her vitality is not a character you have to play. She is the woman who is already within you, waiting beneath the layers of tension, of self-doubt, of rushing through your days. She is the woman you are when you feel your most centered, your most peaceful, and your most alive. She is the woman you become, not by trying harder, but by trusting more. Trusting in the simple elegance of a slow, deliberate movement. Trusting in the quiet strength of an open heart. Trusting in the joyful rhythm of your own life force. Do not see this as another thing you have to get right. See it as a beautiful experiment. Today, just choose one thing. Perhaps you will choose to bring a mindful grace to the way you drink your morning coffee. Perhaps you will choose to roll your shoulders back and down each time you stand up from your chair. Or perhaps you will simply choose to feel your feet on the ground as you walk. That is all it takes. One small, loving act of presence. Because each time you do, you are casting a vote for the woman you want to be. You are sending a message to yourself that you are worthy of care, worthy of peace, and worthy of living a life that feels as beautiful on the inside as it may look on the outside. The magnetism others will feel is just a wonderful side effect of the love you are learning to give to yourself. This is a journey, not a destination. And if this conversation resonated with you, if it felt like coming home to a truth you already knew deep down, then I invite you to continue this journey with us. Subscribe and join a community of women who are choosing to cultivate their power from the inside out. There is so much more to explore, so much more to uncover about the beautiful psychology of connection and the profound art of being you. Thank you for sharing your time and your energy with me today. Go forward and be nothing more and nothing less than the incredible woman you already are. And right here, just for a moment, let's take a breath together. If this conversation is resonating with you, if you're feeling a sense of recognition or a quiet aha moment within yourself, let me know with a simple click on the like button. Think of it as a quiet signal that this journey is a meaningful one for you. And if you want to ensure you don't miss the next step in this exploration of connection and self-discovery, take a second to subscribe and turn on notifications. This is a shared journey, and I would love to hear your voice in it. Share one thought that has come to you so far in the comments below. The wisdom in this community is truly one of our greatest strengths. Now, let's continue.